So I've got here the Boss Waza Air system that I just got in 2025. So you may have seen some videos about this, but probably haven't seen one that's this new because this tech has been around for a while. You're not going to hear any sounds from this because there's not really a good way to demonstrate that, which is a limitation of the system. Maybe if you care about that, I don't. And that's kind of the reason I'm making this video, one of the reasons. I just saw a video of a guy that added an aux line out to this. I think you drill into like somewhere on this side and you can add like an 1/8 inch audio out of the headphone. But that's kind of silly because I don't think that's the point of these. So I therefore don't think that the lack of a recording option, which makes demonstrating the sound on a YouTube video kind of impossible, but I don't think that that really limits what this is. So the idea is you plug this into your guitar, and it uses a wireless transmission, the sort of same thing that wireless guitar systems use, so that it wirelessly transmits, from this thing to your headphones. And you get like a almost, I mean, there's got to be some latency, but it's basically not noticeable. And you're playing, and you don't need to like tether your headphones to this dongle in some way. So that's the big improvement, for example, over a Fender, what's that thing called? Mustang Micro or other headphone amp options. Convenience, wireless. You pay a premium for that. This thing is expensive. There's no way around it. Not necessarily in an absolute sense, but in a relative sense. I mean, it's like $350 new. You can get I just actually got offered one on Reverb for $200 plus shipping. So, you can find them used. Still kind of crazy. I mean, you can get a decent headphone amp for probably under $50 and a good one for $100 or so. So you're paying a huge premium for this wireless connectivity thing, and some other features that I'll get into, but that's fundamentally what this is. It's basically a practice rig. It's also got some sort of, I'm going to call it a gimmick. I'm going to go there. This gyroscope thing you may have heard of, where you put these on and there's a mode in the app that you can kind of turn your head one way or another, and that's supposed to mimic the way that a real amp would sound on stage. In the sense that one ear gets a little bit louder than the other. But the problem with the gyroscope system in this, or that surround mode is what it's called, or stage mode maybe, I forget, but the mode that does that behavior, if you turn far enough, the sound drops all the way off, which is not what happens in real life when you're playing an amp. When you're playing an amp, yeah, you might hear it a lot more in the right channel or the left channel. Your ear, you might get to hear it more in one ear than another, but you're still going to hear it a little bit in the ear that's far from the amp. And so this thing, their stage mode results in a total drop if you turn far enough. So they should probably tweak that. That said, it is more of an immersive sound. The surround mode is cool, and it sounds better and more lively than typical headphone amps do. So I think that this actually sounds fantastic. So I want to make that clear. I think it offers a superior sonic experience to headphone amps, and it does so in a superior convenience package. Okay. So I love this thing, and I think that it's justified to buy it in 2025. Now, the two big limitations. One I already talked about. You don't have a recording option, and it seems to me that they could fairly easily have added that either on this piece. That's actually what I would prefer, because that hack that the guy came up with, or the internet has come up with to add a line out to the headphones is really ridiculous. If you were actually going to wear the headphones while you were doing that, I mean, think about how you would look. You could do it with some sort of DJI mic wireless thing, Okay, but it's just not ideal. It would be better to me if the line out were in this piece rather than here. But you don't have that without a mod, and then if you don't feel comfortable drilling into this and soldering, then you really it's not offered. The next thing is I do just hate in 2025, maybe too close, but this is micro USB, not USB-C. That's something that should have obviously been improved. There's some issues I've seen with the app. You know, Bluetooth is it's a very convenient technology, but it has its pro audio limitations. And, when I've been using this, I should have mentioned that, which I didn't. This also receives Bluetooth. So, when you're practicing with a laptop or your iPad or whatever, you can stream the content. Say you're watching a lesson on, guitar. You can stream that to these, and it just act like any other pair of Bluetooth headphones. But at the same time, you will hear, your Boss Katana simulated amp in your headphones. So you get like all in one. All you need is like this and a phone, and you can play along to jam tracks with really good tones. I mean, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I don't really use any of the tones outside the clean tone. I just, I don't know. But if you're into metal and you're into high gain tones, fine. I hear that people like those tones. It's just not for me. I play, mostly I'm using this as a practice tool. I'm using clean stuff and I'm working on, theory more so. But that said, it's still an extremely satisfying playing experience. And I kind of like I think it's called the Crunch amp. It's got a slightly overdriven tone to it. But this is a very cool piece of technology. And I'll say this, because it will get you playing your guitar more. If you've seen any videos on my channel, I have a studio room full of tube amps. I don't get to spend as much time in that room realistically every day as I would like. This, I can be basically anywhere with, an electric guitar, I guess even an acoustic guitar if it's got a, jack. And you can be, playing in a very satisfying way and learning and getting better. And because it's satisfying, I keep coming back to it and using it. So yes, I think you should absolutely pick one of these up if you can. Try to find one used. I imagine that Boss has got to be about to come out with an improvement on this, even if it's just, as I was saying, adding USB-C, perhaps some sort of recording out. To be honest, I don't see the point of recording with this. If you want to record Boss Katana tones, then you have ways to do that in other packages. But also, if I'm not sure that's if I want to be recording, that goes back to why I have a studio full of tube amps. I mean, I think there's just better technology and applications for that. So I don't miss it, but I could see how they would sell a lot more of these if they added it. And even if it was just some way to digitally record what you are, transmitting, that might be cool just to have for reference. Obviously, it always makes you better to be able to record. So, I think eventually you absolutely need to be playing back, recording your playing and playing back and listening as a way to get better. But I don't miss it is all I'm saying in this package because I've got that covered elsewhere. So, but for someone who wants, the ultimate inconvenience, you're paying a premium for it, but I have to say it's worth it. And, let me know in the comments if you think that this is kind of silly to buy one of these in 2025 because, there might be new tech around the corner or even a Mark II of this coming out. But man, I don't know. This is good. All right. Thanks for watching.